Howdy, Jack. Them's some mighty big words. I'm not but a humble idiot extraordinaire here, but I think I'll have a go at this video. First, let me read the opening excerpt that you have. Having been birthed by that which is purposelessness, some atheists have brought about purpose for themselves, which, although certainly true purpose in their lives, is none the less a fabrication like all other stories, if indeed there is no God. That makes no sense. Nothing. None. Nada. I'll put it up in a quote over there, and maybe someone could pull something out of it. It makes no sense. There's another thing here next up, and I can shed some light on this. You said the brain evolved to do certain things purposeful for survival. Did it evolve to create an imaginary tale of purposelessness, an invisible sky daddy, sin guilt, yada 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 yada? And my answer to you is simple. Yes, it did. The evolution of the human mind is one that favored smarter rather than faster and stronger. And in that respect, we're somewhat unique. Although there are birds that can make tools out of simple things like wire, which is an amazing discovery, especially since wire is not a natural object, yet there is an animal, I think it's a raven, that's smart enough to bend it into a hook to get something it couldn't otherwise get. Also, many monkeys use sticks as tools. At one point, evolution decided that, well, actually, I have just misspoke. I said that wrong. It became advantageous to natural selection for smarter to become better than faster and stronger. And at some point, our biggest obstacle in overcoming things was overcoming each other. This gave us the ability to think, I wonder what he's thinking. I wonder what he's thinking I'm thinking. I wonder what that group over there is thinking that our group over here wants for XYZ. It's this complex thought that brought us to the top of the animal kingdom. And yes, one of the side effects of that and several other cognitive abilities is that we get invisible sky daddy up in the sky staring down at us, and certain projected things like guilt and sin and other fun things. Now, my mind's inability to grapple with the existence or the magnitude of existence and fails to bring them to the table to dine with my guest, which apparently in this my guest is purposelessness. Now, I have no real idea, again, what you're saying here. I've suffered through 3 minutes of this video like 5 times now, and I'm done with this text document next to it trying to decipher what you're saying here. I fail to grapple the magnitude of existence, that there's a bit about eating dinner with guests. Do I fail to find meaning in purposelessness, which is kind of an oxymoron thing you've thrown in there? Maybe you should have spent more of an effort to be clear about what you were saying instead of trying to use big words to make yourself seem smarter or more clever. It's just a thought here. I mean, if I've used big words here, I at least try to put them together in such a way where they make sense. And a second bit here. Have you ever heard of projection, Jack? Here you've managed to project purposelessness as my God. You assume that the atheist goes and prays to purposelessness and worships purposelessness, the same as your God, expects answers from purposelessness. It isn't so, Jack. That's not the way it works. Do you pay attention to this stuff? Stick with me here. Stick with me. I'm halfway through the document. The rest should fly by. I'm willing to see the limitations of my mind. That's why I support the understanding of the world around me and the best information I can get. That's why I do not accept your God. Okay? I don't speak of the universe as though I think there are certain things it should conform to. Rather, science observes the universe and then can make predictions based on the patterns we see. I do not speak of God as conforming. Rather, I do speak of God as not conforming to my standards because it doesn't. Think about it. It doesn't. If it did conform to my standards, it would be my God. As it doesn't, it isn't. I haven't. Now, the universe, on the other hand, I can observe and predict the universe. I can learn about it, understand it, and even predict certain things that will happen cosmologically, evolutionarily. The science that we've done in germ theory and evolution alone has helped us in medicine in amazing ways. A lot of I want to say windmills are now being researched based off the dynamics of bird wings because natural selection did such a good job creating wingtips, which are amazingly, I don't remember. I read it a long time ago. Anyway, I'm sure if you do a Google search on windmills and bird wingtips, you can find something. I'll private message you it later. I can't observe God, nor have I found an argument for the existence of God that I think is more plausible than natural causes and events. The universe is not God. Quit projecting your God onto my stuff. Every time I watch a Together for Peace video, it's this week the atheist's God is blah, and you project God onto something that you think atheists sit down on Sundays and worship. Our God isn't the universe. Stop trying to make our stuff your God. Our inability to comprehend the universe is not a God of the gaps argument for you, Jack. You don't get to say, we don't understand, therefore God, because if you do that, we don't get real answers. We don't get real understanding. We don't get real knowledge. And while you're satisfied with the God done it explanation, I want a real answer. Going back to the very first thing I said, and on the first day, brothers and sisters, man created God. Peace out, Jack. Have a good one.